Hi, these comments are for RR. I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and I'm in day 6 of the coronavirus. And today, I feel better than yesterday. So I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit better, so thank goodness. Okay, let's take a look at your writing practice test that you sent me. Okay, I'm going to put you at about, I'm going to say 4.0, 25 points out of 30. And I'm just going to look at one of your paragraphs here. Overall, you have a very specific thesis. I like how you talk about the technology, right? And anybody at YouTube, if you guys are watching this is how you do a good thesis. So he says, whereas opponents may disagree, I steadfastly consider that children's imagination has decreased throughout time since streaming platforms, video games, and social media have filled their schedule, right? So then you have these specific ideas. You talk about streaming platforms in this paragraph. You talk about recent video games here, and then you talk about social media. So this is exactly the kind of thesis that really kind of frames your writing. Notice he didn't say, I have several reasons to support my point of view. Everybody has seen that. This thesis here, this is more what I call a forecast statement. Okay, so let's take a look at the grammar in one of your paragraphs here. Okay, let's say you got third of all, besides streaming platforms and video games, you don't need to put a comma here because you only have 2 key points, not 3. So you have besides streaming platforms and video games, social media has completely obtained children's attention. And I'm going to use probably captivated is a little bit better word, has completely captivated. In fact, young people from 18 to 13 years spend over 5 hours per day on social media, like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, if you say this having negative effects, okay, we need to put a comma here, and we'll say something like over. We could do that. So we could say this over reliance having negative effects on children's creativity development. So if you put the semicolon, this is actually not a complete sentence. You end up with a fragment. I like the grammar that you're trying to do here, but just use a comma. Say this over-reliance having negative effects on children's creativity development. For example, being addicted to TikTok, a social media platform in which people post their dances. My young daughter, Sophia, used to watch and make videos since arriving home from school until going to bed. Excuse me. I am feeling better, believe it or not. Okay, however, as I did with my boy, I made her have a rest of social media to play. I'm going to say I made her take. I'm going to change this to take a rest from. And that makes it a little more clear. I made her take a rest from social media to play with her friends, resulting in an improvement in Sophia's creativity. If she had not stopped from social media, and let's put the word maybe using. If she had not stopped using social media, maybe she would have damaged her creativity permanently. So, those are the changes I made to this particular paragraph. Your writing is strong. That's why I gave you 25 points out of 30, but there's still a few minor, either sentence structure. In this case, you remember I changed the semicolon to the comma. There's a few minor issues as I go through the essay, but nothing that would cause your essay to score super low or anything. So just try to work on polishing your essay a little bit more. Try to give yourself 3 to 5 minutes at the end where you can edit. You can go through and edit the essay and correct some of those errors. All right, but overall, I like the structure of how you organized your paragraphs, beginning with your thesis statement. You have very clearly marked topic sentences in each of those paragraphs, and the examples that you use in each paragraph were very, very effective in helping to illustrate your argument. Hi, so you're also completed an integrated speaking practice test. I'm getting ready to listen to this right now.
The reading explains the concept of subliminal perception, and in the lecture the professor elaborates on this idea by providing one example. To begin with, subliminal perception, according to the reading passage, is described as the perception of a stimulus below the threshold of conscious awareness. To illustrate this idea, the professor provides one example of an experiment in which two groups were told to watch TV. The first group was shown an image of a boy carrying a birthday cake with an angry face for less than a second, while the second group was shown the same image but with the boy with a happy face. At the end of the experiment, they were shown a third image of the same boy but without expression.
Okay.
The first group said that the boy had a negative personality, while the second group said that.
And then say the speaker or the professor discovered in the results that. So you need to make sure you refer back to the professor.
The boy have a positive personality.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're probably. I'm going to say you're right around 22 to 23 points. I think it's possible you could get 23 on this. I know your goal right now is right around there, right? 22 to 23 points. Okay, let's listen to it one more time.
The reading explains the concept of subliminal perception, and in the lecture the professor elaborates on this idea by providing one example.
Okay.
To begin with, subliminal perception, according to the reading passage, is described as the perception of a stimulus below the threshold of conscious awareness.
Behold the threshold of conscious awareness. So you're not clearly pronouncing your S sounds in those words.
To illustrate this idea, the professor provides one example of an experiment in which two groups were told to watch TV.
Yeah, two groups. Don't forget that S. Two groups were told to.
The first group was shown an image of a boy carrying a birthday cake with an angry face for less than a second, while the second group was shown the same image but with the boy with a happy face. At the end of the experiment, they were shown a third image
Okay.
of the same boy but without expression. The first group said that the boy had a negative personality, while the second group said that the boy had a positive personality.
Okay, so I think you want to be careful and make sure you frame it as a summary, which means you can probably refer to the professor or the speaker in the lecture a few more times, and that makes it sound more like a summary. Yeah, I'm going to put you right around 22 to 23 points out of 30, so you're still not speaking really what I call highly intelligible speech, but you are understandable for the most part, right? But sometimes some grammatical word endings at the ends of words or certain sounds in the middle of a word, you're not always clearly pronouncing all those sounds, so that affects your intelligibility. So that's why I'm going to put you at about 22 to 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. So I think this is a little bit better than one of the ones you did last week. So keep up the good work.